And we're live. Welcome everyone to Real Estate Unlimited, where you can get up-date educational real estate knowledge. And today we have joining us is Alyssa, Susan, and Evelyn. We are waiting on a few more people to hop in as we go on this show. We're going to be talking about and discussing 10 reasons why real estate agents fail. But first, let's do our countdown. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited about this segment today. We will be talking a little bit about 10 reasons why real estate agents fail. I think this gets misinterpreted when people get into this market. They think that we just make push a lot of papers, sign some signatures, and make some massive amount of checks. And when I was thinking about these things, I was listening. I saw what I went through. Please chime in and what you went through, your personal experience as becoming a real estate agent, and why. So I just kind of broke them down to 10 things. The first one, starting off from what I see, is interested versus committed. A lot of real estate agents come into this business interested in becoming a real estate agent and not committed being a real estate agent. They're interested in doing the calls when they want to do the calls. They're interested in going on appointments when they want to go on appointments. They're not committed to doing the calls even when they don't feel like it. They're not committed at getting up at 5:30 in the morning, and that might be a little too early for some of us, right? But that I think is one of the main topics that can cause failure in this industry. Any thoughts on that, Susan?
I think if you don't have a great morning routine and you're just a loose cannon and you don't time block and really be dedicated to your morning, then it's going to take you a long time to get any kind of flow going, any kind of referral system, or you just have to do the things every day, and it can get boring. Absolutely. But you have to do them every day. You have to be consistent.
Yeah. Alyssa, how about yourself? Any thoughts on this right here?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think even when I first started, part of me was like, it's like HGTV, like I'm just interested in the idea of houses and stuff. And the job is so much more than like a hobby or pretty houses. Like you have to be committed. It's an actual job, and you have to do all those things that you said and more.
Absolutely. And Evelyn here is our lender. Evelyn, but I feel this principle applies to you and your business as well.
That's right. Sometimes a lot of, especially if you're, real estate and the mortgage industry is hand in hand, right? We work together. And what I've seen a lot of people in the business that I am, as far as mortgages and also real estate, what I've seen in the last few years, it's just, some folks coming in, and I'm not saying all, but I've seen a lot of volume of, this is going to be easy. The idea of sitting next to the beach in the Bahamas and making money. And if you're in it for the wrong reason, your heart's got to be in the right place. If you're a people person, for the right reason to help and serve your community and serve others, that's got to be something that's in your heart in order for this business to actually work. And you have to be passionate about actually helping others to obtain a loan mortgage or a home. That should be your biggest satisfaction in this business. If you're in it for the wrong reason from the get-go, I'm going to get rich in this business and I'm going to be famous and I'm going to put my face on Facebook, and it's not about that. And, showing a Lamborghini, I've seen a lot of agents, on Facebook. I see it all the time. I actually had this girl that I'm like, okay, is this a business or is like a model thing or what is it? We're here to help people. And I'm not saying it's wrong to have that. Don't get me wrong out there, guys. I'm not saying anything against your profile pictures, but we have to give the impression to actually serving others. And I think that's the way to start off a great business, a great concept, a great foundation. And from there on, I think everything's going to flow the right way. That's my opinion and my perspective on that.
Evelyn, would you also say this is a mindset thing? Because I'm feeling that's what it is. When you're interested versus commitment, right? You're interested in going to the gym, you're committed going to the gym. It goes back to mindset. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree. Is you have to have that mindset. Why am I getting in this business? Of course, you want to make money. You have bills to pay, but the mindset's got to be, hey, I'm gonna love others as I love myself. I'm gonna serve others the right way, even when nobody's looking at me. It's all about integrity in this business, honesty, being genuine with your buyers, with your sellers, and with my clients. Basically, that's it's a mindset. You're right about that.
Awesome. Well, it's grit. It's definitely grit, and that's no joke at all. The second thing I had down is there's no strategy, right? Your strategy in this business. A lot of people come in here and they do not have a strategy when they work in here, and it took me years to understand this. I mean, I always tell other agents, learn from my mistakes. When you wake up in the morning, you do your morning routine. I feel the first thing agents should be checking is the hot sheets. They need to be looking on that MLS. What is the new listings? What's closed? And you see you apply that to your current situation, to your current transactions. A great example. I have a lady looking for a property in Ashboro. First thing I need to do every day throughout the day, first thing in the morning, is see what new listings hit in Ashboro in her price point. What are the days on market? What listings that she might have an interest in, and look at the days on market on there. Research. And if you're on the listing side, I recommend doing this as well, because just another example, I've got some land listed for sale right now in Clemens. And so I've constantly checking to see what's sold in that area. What was the price point of vacant land? Well, who did price decreases? How long on the market, days on market from the last property sold? All this information needs to be gathered and brought to your seller's attention. And part of the strategy, I think, good for agents is, you get a buyer, you get a listing, and again, correct me how you guys feel on this, but you get a buyer, you get a listing. It doesn't matter. What is your communications? I have said in my schedule every Wednesday, I follow up with all my clients, all of them. Even if I talked to you yesterday, I'm calling you on Wednesday. Okay. Follow up with everybody every Wednesday, regardless. You're hearing from me once a week, if not multiple times throughout the week. I know. And I bring that to the listing or the buyer consultation. I let them know you will expect me to reach out to you. And if Wednesday's not a good day, what works for you? And is text better for you? Is phone calls better for you, or emails better for you? Some people like emails. That's just what they want to do. Every week, email sending out.
That's part of the communication,
Yeah.
and the follow-up. And that is another reason why that is in the top 10.
Yeah. It is about following up. And Susan, there are times I feel like, I want the answer and I want it now. I want the listing and I want it now. And there's another agent in my office. They focus on nurturing. And that's something I need to work on myself as far as working in this deal. Nurture the client. Ask them how they're doing. Stay connected with the potential client, right? With your database, and follow up with them. Yeah, you got it. Follow up is a great strategy to have. There's different strategies, but I, however, feel that a lot of agents do not take that in consideration, and this is one of a contributing factor why they fail. The fear of rejection, and I think this is it's on number here for 3. I think it's pretty strong. A lot of agents are scared to do cold calls. A lot of agents are scared to get rejected if they go on a listing appointment. You have to fail in this business to thrive. I mean, I can just tell you failure after failure that I did to get to where I'm at. And you're not a failure when you fail. You are growing when you fail. It's okay. You got to get right back up. You quit getting up, you're down. I have today 4 listings. Not today. I have 4 listings. I had 4 listings that the sellers will not talk to me to this day. I've been in this business 6 years. Yeah. And I'm not afraid to admit it. I'll admit it. I've been in this business 6 years. There are 4 sellers that will not talk to me this day because I was just an agent who was interested. I had no strategy. I was scared of rejection, and I completely was just horrible. And
You've got to be willing to fail forward.
yes, right. Yeah, repeat that. Do you give us a little bit of example on that, if you don't mind, Alyssa?
I think with what you said, like putting yourself out there with sellers, or even I got my license when I was 19 years old. So if you don't think that I, spoke to adults much older than me and was terrified of being rejected and what they would think, you're crazy. I did. I still do. But if you don't put yourself out there and learn from your mistakes, then, where are you going? You have to fail to learn. You have to fail forward. That's what I remind myself.
Awesome.
It's
Yeah.
also called the comfort zone.
Ooh, strong wording there. I like that. We don't like to get out of that comfort zone, do we?
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to just share something with you guys. When I hit that 4th list, when I hit that 4th seller and they weren't talking to me, you know what I did? That's when I decided to say, you know what? I can get the listing for myself, or I can find a experienced person to co-list this property with and learn from them. And the next 4 listings, I co-listed them with a seasoned agent who knew exactly what the hell they were doing. They knew how to market the property. They knew how to talk to the sellers. They knew how to set appointments. They knew how to what the property needed to get it the curbside appeal. And I learned a lot from that. And now I can list properties on my own. I mean, I will still co-list properties, and that's when I can't get to them. Right. If I cannot give them the full service, I will co-list with another agent, and it's a win-win situation.
Mhm.
So, and that goes to number 4, no or wrong role model. A lot of agents get in here and they just think, well, I don't, they either pick no role model or they have the wrong person. And what is it? The 5 people you hang out with is what you become.
Yeah.
So you need to be with high producing agents. And I am a big believer in coaching. Susan's in my coaching, in my coaching group. I'm a big believer in coaching. It really turned my business around. And I don't know if you've done coaching, Alyssa, or Evelyn. I don't know do you guys have coaching in the mortgage industry?
We do.
Yeah.
You get to work with them as individually. So every industry has a coach. Somebody that you could go to become, I guess, better at what you do. So I think every industry has coaching.
Mhm.
Gotcha. So, okay, great. Well, I think that is one of the first things agents should do. They should find someone. And Dean Sidden, he's a local agent in the Winston-Salem branch of Keller Williams. And Dean and I took Bold together, and that's how I met Dean. And a top producing agent, great guy. We started working. I mean, I started listening to him, and he would always tell me, listen to my mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes. This guy, I'm like, you made these mistakes? He's like, I made these mistakes in the beginning. Listen to me. So finding the right people, climbing up the ladder. I mean, they're almost like little birds, right? So you go to a bird that's bigger than you, and they grab you, and then they pick you up, and they take you to the next step. And then you got to find a little bit of a bigger bird to come and pick you up and take you to the next step. There you go there. That was number 4. You guys tuning in. So we had number 1 was interested versus committed. Number 2 was no strategy. Number 3 was fear of rejection. Number 4 was no role model or the wrong role model. Number 5 I've got for, it is a limited hour worked or poor lead generation destination. And it's almost as if you have a gas station that is open 1 day a week, 1 hour a week. How much business are you going to do if you had a gas station like that? For example, a lot of people think I can just do real estate part-time, and a lot of people do. I'm not knocking those people that do. I was a part-time agent for a while. I'm full-time now. However, when you feel that I could just make calls once a week, or I can go on an appointment once every 2 weeks, you're not going to go too far. I just want to make it clear, and tell me what you think. Agents do not go out of business because they have too many listing appointments.
Mhm.
Agents do not go out of business because they have too many buyer consultations, or they have too many buyers they're servicing, or if they have too many listings. That's not why they go out of business. So I think people just misinterpret this concept as far as designating time to generate leads and to work the market. And I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. There's 4 things that the gas station, there's 4 branches that I've broken this down to. 1 is your database. 2 is open houses. 3 is geofarming. And 4 is online presence. And so if you go to your database and you're focusing and you're working your database, these are the people that you know. Calling them, making appointments on them, meeting them for coffee, talking to them about the market, asking who they know to buy and sell real estate. Designated time to do open houses. They're coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming back and they're stronger than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, finally.
Absolutely. Finally, we can get to the house before it goes under contract.
I missed that.
Geofarming data. And Evelyn, I'm sure you use some of this. You probably, lenders even go to open houses and set up. And geofarming, farming your market. And then your online presence. Where are you if you're on social media? I know Evelyn does a lot of Spanish. You do a lot of videos in Spanish and talking about buying and rates. Online presence is strong today. Whether you're a camera person or not, I think it's strong. Any comments on this and thoughts?
Well, I think going back to your topic or the beginning of the gas station being open like 1 day a week, what you put into real estate is what you can expect to get out of it. I tell myself that a lot. Like, if I have a week where I have no appointments or not a lot happening or not a lot of buyers, well, what have I done in the past week? Is that probably what I should expect from what I'm doing? And all of those different points are things that you can do to put even more into your business to get some out. Social media is a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I agree with you. You have to do the mundane things every single day. And it's, some days it's a great day. You end up speaking with people that just light your life up, and and then you learn from other people. But if you don't reach out and call people and ask them if they need your help, that's your goal every day, is to find 1 or 2 people in your community that you are able to help get them to their goals. And it's a great feeling when you find them and make it happen.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Those are fun words.
And I think online presence is very important, Paul, because I think you're able to reach a whole bunch of people at one time. There's a lot of traffic there. Everybody's mostly on their phones now. Facebook, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, just to at least do one video, or especially educational, because people are looking for, or prospects or clients, customers, they're looking in your area of real estate, somebody that's knowledgeable with your local market, somebody that would give them that education of, where to start as far as, the mortgage process. That's why I always do videos on that as well. So, as long as you have that knowledge, whether you're new and you're in this business, for new realtors out there that are coming in or have been in it for months or a year or 2, it's important for you to have that knowledge, of your industry. So when you do talk to a prospect, you'll have that confidence and they'll see that you're not doubting about what you do. That is very important, that projection you give to them, whether you're new. I always say work with somebody with experience, somebody that knows their local market.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have somebody from another county somewhere over there in Raleigh. And I don't have anything against, realtors come. If you know the market here, fine. But, you guys you guys are here in the tri. You got to know your market real well, have that knowledge, have that confidence to talk to your sellers, and create an online, an online presence. That's very important. Even if you don't feel that you get a lot of flow, nobody's looking at your videos. Believe me, somebody's actually looking at your videos, and they might not be reaching out to you now, but they have in mind to. And they'll go back to that video and say, I'm going to call that agent because he seems to be really knowledgeable, or that mortgage lender. They seem to have it, know what the process is, and they're going to hold my hand. So that's what they're looking for. Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. You need to know your market. You need to read. You need to research. You really need to dive in and even go to the office. Even if you work from home, you need to go into the office and learn, what new procedures are happening, or what's changed on all your forms. I mean, it's an ever-changing market.
I'm chuckling here because I agree 100% with you, Susan. And the influx of people coming back to the office. Alyssa was just talking about this earlier today, on how she's came back to the office, got a desk. Our BIC just had an hour power hour about how the forms and how to fill out the forms.
Right.
The new forms and fill out forms. Absolutely. Going back to what you said, Evelyn, I just want to let you know, this is the new commercial, is how I feel, because people will sit, and I'm guilty of it. Who's not guilty of it?
We're all guilty of it.
You get back and you just start swiping up, and you're swiping up, and and there's these little 30-minute segment videos, and how much value do they really bring? They're commercials, and they're providing some type of value, whether the value is applicable or not.
Or entertainment.
And so those are the new commercials. Social media is important. And I think all agents should do some type of social media, even if you're camera shy, something out there. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
I think the more you do it, the more you'll find out what you're almost good at and what makes people respond to your videos. And then you'll find your niche. You'll find what that little piece of, real estate you should focus on. No pun intended.
That's right.
Quonk, quonk, quonk. Monday to Friday mentality, 9 to 5. And a lot of people think this is a Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And I'm off on the weekends, and we can all attest to that. That's not how it works. All the money, those of you listening, is normally made before 9 o'clock in the morning and after 5 p.m. and on the weekends. And so, well, how do you make money before 9 o'clock in the morning? Well, that's you preparing yourself to go in the world. I wake up at 5:30. I do my daily routine. And a lot of agents will, they'll go to the gym, they'll do their readings, they'll drink their warm water with honey in it, and they will take the time that they need to prepare themselves to get out there. Once you're prepared and your mind is clear and right, you're making money right there. Even though you don't see it, you've already got the seeds out. If you wake up and you don't know what pants you're going to wear, you're trying to find your shirt, you don't remember where you left your hat at, you're just that is money that your investment is not going too far. After 5 o'clock, everyone gets off, wants to see properties, and on the weekends. Now, I do try to designate, and I say try. I do make special arrangements. I was just talking about this. Usually Sundays I do my best not to show for Sundays unless I have to. I may do open houses or show some if I work around that. When the spring market comes back in, I normally do my open houses on Thursdays, and that'll be another topic. Thursdays is a great day to do an open house, by the way.
I call that a twilight showing.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. And so, but that is the mentality. And, a lot of people like to come in and say, well, I don't have the man or I don't have her telling me what to do. I can do whatever I want in this business. I'm going to set my own schedule. Yeah, you do set your own schedule. And let me ask you, all your friends, and I'll take it, when you give someone too much time on their hands, what do they normally do? Nothing. If you have too much, I have a really good friend, And he has he's almost retired, and he took 2 years off work. He left. He's done nothing for 2 years.
Wow.
There's no joke.
It's
And then
it's easy to fill your day.
Yes.
It really is.
yes,
Yeah, with things that don't necessarily matter or
That
important.
don't make you money. Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
They-
think I'd make a lot of money if I only worked 9 to 5 Monday through Friday in real estate, though. That's when everybody else is working. So they got to see houses after 5 and on the weekend.
Mhm.
Possibly commercial agents, because they're usually
Yeah.
on the golf course,
Yeah.
but they don't even have to answer the phone because they never answer their damn phone when we call them. So commercial, that's a whole other topic we got to do too. Commercial agents never answer the phone. I'd really like to know why.
Paul.
I got to calm down. I know. No, number 7, no sales strategy, negotiation skills, or marketing skills. These are essential skills that you need to get into this business. And a lot of agents come in this business. NAR has statistics on this stuff. With no strategy skills, no negotiation skills, and no marketing skills. All right. As a real estate agents, we're licensed professionals, as many of us know. But if you never sold and you don't know how to negotiate and you don't know how to market properties, that's the essentials. That's how you turn deals.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of agents come in here and they don't have those things, and they get destroyed by bigger agents.
Mm-hmm.
Or they will out because they keep their deals fall apart. And there's skills for this, right? You learn from other agents. You read books,
Training.
Keller Williams is huge on this.
Mm-hmm.
Goal setting, number 8, and I think this is a very important one. A lot of people do not set goals. Weekly goals, monthly goals, and yearly goals. And everyone says, yeah, I'm going to do, it's January, right? When I said, let me talk to you in about 4 weeks and see where you're at. Goal setting. I have a goal card I carry in my pocket, and I write down my monthly goals. Susan just loves that idea.
I do. I love that.
Yeah.
And
Instead of a gold card, which is right behind his goal card.
Yep. So, I think a lot of agents do not come in with setting goals and that hungry mentality. And, a lot of people you got to be hungry. Well, there's a difference between being aggressive and being hungry. You don't have to be aggressive. You have to be aggressive, but you can do it in a proper way. The number 9 is poor scheduling, I think. And I want Evelyn to chime in on this one, because you do have clients, Evelyn, and you set a schedule to follow that with your lending. A lot of agents do not schedule, and if it's not on your schedule, it don't exist. That's a saying we use here at the office.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another saying is, let me look at your schedule and I'll tell you what your outcome is going to be. And I was talking to a newer agent this past week, and they were saying, well, I said, what's your schedule look like? Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up with my schedule. It's just whenever someone wants to book it. They're very new. And I said, well, I was thinking that's something that you really need to work in. If you cannot control your schedule is going to control you, and nothing's going to get put in there that's going to help you in this career unless you specifically look. When I do my calls, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. When I'm doing my calls, I'm looking to set the appointment. I'm not calling just to say a script. I'm literally looking to set an appointment to meet this person. My goal is to set an appointment. And my goal is not to get a listing. My goal is not to get a buy. My goal is to set an appointment to see if we're a right fit. And it all starts with appointments. Calls equals appointments. Appointments equals contracts. Contracts equals sales. Goal setting. Evelyn, do you have anything you would want to chime in with the schedule?
Yeah, with with the scheduling, that's very important. It's time. It's a part of time management and just being organized. I guess before, when I was newer to this business, it was like, hey, as it come along, and that doesn't work well. You have to have a set schedule. You have to know what your day consists of that day. You should plan ahead. Hey, I'm gonna meet with realtors. I'm gonna meet with builders. I'm gonna this is what I'm planning to do in this time. After this time, I could call clients. And this is why. I think I know it's on our iPhone, but that's why I always carry like this around because I'm good with writing it down and actually looking at it like old school. Even though I do have it on my phone as well, but this helps me to kind of keep that balance, look at it. And when I'm talking to a client, like it's funny because I had a real estate agent and it's nothing wrong with that. He called me, he's like, hey, I need you to do, if you could, pre-qualify this client, and I don't mind. I really did have time at the present time. I was actually on the phone, but with a family member, I'm like, hey, business is important. Let me let you go. So this real estate agent called me, like, hey, I have Mr. So and so on the line, and I need you to pre-qualify him right now. And then he got him on the phone, right? I started asking questions. He's like, yeah, let me give you my information, right? The client. And I'm like, wait, let's get rid of the real estate agent. Because, I don't want to keep the real estate agent on the phone because I have my routine that I do with the client, ask him questions, interview him. And so I'm like, let him go and then call you back. And, but he just called me like on the spot. And sometimes you are available to do that. I'm not the type of lender that, let's schedule and I'll call you another day. If you don't get it at that moment, you have to be wise in this business. If you actually have a prospect that's interested in applying now, they could change their mind later. So I'm like, okay, let's go for it. He's in the momentum. Let's go ahead and take his application. So, but usually what I do if somebody calls me, hey, I'm at work and I really can't. And most people work from 8 to 5. I can't see you. Do you have time for me on a Saturday or do you have time for me, after 5 o'clock? So this is why I use this to schedule. And usually Saturdays, of course, that's when a lot of businesses out there, people are showing homes, looking at homes. You guys are working out there on the weekend, especially because people are off. So we have to make ourselves available if there's a pre-call. So yeah, I do use my schedule. I think it's very important for you to actually be organized and scheduling the people that you need to see for that week or that Saturday if they can't make it during the week or even after hours. I mean, sometimes there's things that you just have to do in this business. This is not just an 8 to 5. We're always working. Exactly. I don't think we actually have a set schedule. If you do have that 8 to 5 mentality, most likely it's not going to work. You have to be available. This is sales, and you never know when the sales is going to come up. So this is the way it is, guys, in this business. So,
I can't agree with you more. And then number 10 I have is lack of financial management. And I think this is the one I took a hit on when I got into this business. And I'd like to share my stories. I'll share this story with you, and then I'd like to hear which one you think you guys has affected you the most. When I got in here, I didn't come in here with capital. And I was working 3 jobs when I first got into real estate. I was working at Zito's Pizzeria. I was working at our family restaurant. And I was also selling real estate, which I was doing nothing. I sold 1 home a year for 2 years. And I realized then, wouldn't it be great if your brokerage told you, hey, you need 6 months to a year supply of income to sit so you can invest in leads. You can invest in marketing. You can invest in yourself for the right tools. No one tells you that. Oh, they just say, yeah, get your real estate license. Come work for me. You'll make these great big checks and you'll make all this money. Yeah, pushing paper and getting signatures and showing these houses because HDTV can do it. And, we just look real pretty and I'll get a cool haircut and wear a suit and, you'll get your hair highlighted. What's happening, Leah? And then you'll just do everything will be great. No, it may take you 6 months to get a prospect. It may take you 3 months to grow your business. I don't know. You don't know where you're coming from. I came from the food business. I knew nothing. I didn't know what a deed was. And where's the title? Oh, the title's in the deed. What does it look like? What's the deed of trust? And then what are estate sales? And what are easements? What's encroachment? This is stuff you have to take time to educate yourself, and you need money. Okay. real estate agents, I love hearing these agents that say, well, I don't pay for any leads. And, they say they don't pay for any leads, right? Well, the thing about with the real estate agents not paying for any leads, they're putting money in marketing. You're either going to be marketing yourself or you're going to be buying leads, or you've got enough money to wait to do everything organically, which most people don't. But you have to invest in your business for it to grow. Please correct me, ladies, if you think I'm wrong on this. And that's the only thing I've seen. I've been in this business 6 years, and I've watched people go from the bottom to the top. I've watched people go from the bottom and stay on the bottom. I've watched people go halfway and fall. And there's days I got the parachute on myself.
Mhm.
There's days got the parachute on myself. I'm jumping today. Forget about this. I'm jumping, and we're not that high off the ground. But I just wanted to hear your thoughts on out of these top 10 reasons, as a closing statement here. Which one has affected you think, and made an impression on you in your real estate career? Alyssa, if you don't mind going first.
No, I think honestly at all point, like they all have. Like they're all factors. And I still think some of them are. Like you deal with them all the time. Like you said, you still have the parachute on. It's kind of always a game like that. But I do think number 10, like the capital, nobody kind of explained or ever put that expectation into my head. And I never thought about like what all goes into it, buying leads or buying business cards even. Like I said, I was 19 when I got my license. So like $250 for business cards or $500 for signs or all the money for like the MLS, like everything. I never thought about it. So if you don't have some kind of capital to get started, it's going to be difficult to get off the ground, in my opinion. I literally got like a loan from my grandma because I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you actually needed this much money to try and get off the ground in real estate. And you do. So they all have at some point. I think they're all amazing points.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had it on mute.
I was like,
Evelyn, how about yourself? Is there any one of these that you can apply to, that you see that when you got into the business as a loan officer, what was probably one of these that touched you the most, impressions on you?
Yeah, I think on really on getting like the leads, because I think real estate agents, you guys have more expenses, I think, than we do. You guys have to pay for your desk, for the part of your office. Most of these things are included for us, thank God. But I would say, capital would have been once I had in the business back in 2000, that would have been a big issue. But really, I think they don't prepare us for the rejection part, and especially if you're like kind of like don't have enough knowledge or been in the business for a while, and you're not prepared for rejection, and somebody's telling you no all the time, and you just got to be persistent. I think that's one of the things too in the beginning for all of us. I think when we get in this business, if we're not persistent, we let all these rejection or clients say no to us and things. I think that kind of affects in the beginning. But once, like I said, once you obtain that knowledge and everything, I think you get over that eventually. You start to be more confident in yourself, what product you're offering and what service you're offering to that prospect. So I think that would have been probably something that I struggled with in the beginning. A year of being in this business.
Gotcha. Yeah. Susan, how about yourself? What would you say out of these 10? Was there one that made a special impression on you? Would you consider them all?
I think it's mostly, for me, it was getting my daily schedule perfected, my calendar perfected, and training my family. That it's different now, I just can't get up and run around. But other than that, everything, like Alyssa said, it's everything. You have to be able to, it's like a puzzle. You have to connect everything together. And even if it's one thing, one little tiny thing that you piece together every single day, like a beehive, right? It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, and you just, grow and keep growing. Mhm.
I like
And
the beehive analogy. And then when you grow so big, you get good honey.
yes, I mean, you get a lot of bees with honey. How about that? Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Amelia, is there anything that you saw that maybe when you got in this business and and I don't know if you heard all the 10s or got the email, but we're looking at interested versus committed, no strategy, the fear of rejection, no or a wrong role model, and Barry over here has chimed in on that and said lack of having the right mentor, right of having the right mentor rank top for what I see,
Yes.
finding the right person to follow and to achieve. I mean, and Barry, Barry's EXP, Susan, he's with
It's
you
a
guys.
a big deal. It really is.
And Leah.
Hi, Barry.
Uh, limited work hours, not designating time for lead generation, Monday to Friday mentality, no sales strategy, negotiation skills or marketing skills, no goal setting or no goals, meaning low goal setting, no goals, poor scheduling or lack of financial management. Is there one of these or all? What's your thoughts on this right here?
I mean, I really feel like you've hit the nail on the head with all of those, but one that I can say that I needed to work on and I didn't understand completely when I started was not tracking my numbers. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to make this much this year, but I didn't realize how to get there. Like, okay, well, how many calls do I need to make? How many appointments does it take after I make those calls? Like, how many appointments will I get? To figure out how many calls I need to make to get, 5 appointments a day. And I just, started calling and doing that, but I wasn't tracking what I was doing. And I didn't hit my goals the first year because I didn't understand like how to track those numbers. And I feel like having a business plan in writing, like as far as like, hey, this is how much I want to make in GCI. These are the 3 main pillars that I need to have. And these are what I need to do to achieve goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. And once I implemented a business plan in writing, started tracking my numbers, figuring out what was working, what wasn't working, hiring the right person to help me, like a coach or a mentor, because that's how I learned it was by having somebody more experienced teach me on what to do. That's like number 1 for me is tracking your numbers and making sure like what your goals are so you can and figure out how to get there so you can achieve them and get where you want to be at.
And breaking them down so they are easily achieved. And it's not easy. Don't take me the wrong way, but it's easily achieved when you focus, this way. And then you're like, okay, I have to work a little bit harder here. And then when you're able to detail your goals down to the day or what you have to do that week, it's amazing. It makes it attainable.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely. I think that's very well spoken. And those of you listening now, this is real stuff that every agent deals with. And then there may be more reasons why agents fail. But these are the top 10 that I could, from doing my research and seeing my own faults, I didn't know. It's like babies, right? They're born, they don't have instructions,
I'm going to throw out one more word and interrupt you, Paul. It really is a support game. It really is. You're going to get it, and then you're going to give it.
That's right. So support from other people supporting you is what you're saying, right? And then supporting other people.
Yes.
I'm an extrovert and I need to be around people or I'm just going to shrivel up and die. and I was having this conversation with another coworker. They're talking about courage. And courage comes from the outside, right? Courage is not on the inside. You can have faith on the inside. You can have hope on the inside. You can be determined on the inside. But to have the courage, you need people supporting you out. They say try to find the courage. The only way you're going to find the courage is if you've got people out there supporting you, and then you're going to stand tall, right? There's there's one on the social media. There's this one, I don't know who he was. I don't know if he was an actor or a singer or what, but he said, surround yourself by the people's that their eyes light up when they see you. Right. Well, that's putting yourself with people that want to see you, that want to grow. So yeah, but anyway, well, we hit the top 10 topics. I want to say thank you, lady, for joining, and thank you everyone from listening in and chiming in. And until next time, we will catch you later on. You guys have a great and wonderful
Bye,
week.
ladies.
Thank you for hosting.
Gentlemen.
Bye, Leah. Bye, Alyssa. Bye, Evelyn.
Bye. Nice to meet you guys.
See you soon. I hope.